The Mechanics of Talking is a fabulous set of worksheets focused on students understanding how sounds are made in the mouth and is directed for the middle school student. There are 18 worksheets altogether. The first couple will talk about the different points of articulation in the skull, focusing on the tongue, the teeth, the lips, and the nasal cavity. And students are asked to identify each of those points of articulation and try to determine what sounds are made at that point. Students are then asked to look at the passage that a sound makes up through the throat, through the mouth, or through the nose, and try to identify what sounds are made at those points when they're articulated along the way by the tongue. It's important to focus on the concept of voice and your voice box, and not all sounds use the voice box, and so the students are asked to focus on that concept here. It's important to understand the difference between voiced and unvoiced sounds because it has an impact on meaning. Big and pig. The pig starts with an unvoiced sound, yet it's articulated the same way. On page 9, students are asked to look at the nasals, sounds that are made through the nose, and they can differ according to the point of articulation in the mouth. The worksheets also look at lateral and erotic, L and R, and how they are articulated. There's also a focus on semiconsonants or semivowels. It's the same thing. The distinguishing feature is that there's no point of articulation there. And sibilants and fricatives, in other words, S, S, and F, V, and they distinguish by whether they're voiced or voiceless. Page 13 asks the student to look at a few descriptions of the different sounds and see if they can identify what the sound is that's being referred to. We talk about the alphabet and how some letters in the alphabet are actually redundant because they represent the same sound as other letters in the alphabet. This might be an interesting concept for students to wrap their head around because they're used to determining what spelling rules are, so they need to ignore the rules to look at things phonetically, which gives us an opportunity to talk about the phonetic alphabet, which is a set of symbols that linguists use to be able to describe exactly what sounds are made in any language in the world. And the final worksheet is talking about the sound chart, and students are asked to enter the right sound in the right location on this matrix using all the things that they've been learning about in the most recent set of worksheets. And finally, the last few pages are simply the answers that apply to all the earlier worksheets.